Andy appears to give me a kind of fucking shaving foam to drink.
He didn't do the finger tap.
You have to do the finger tap.
Hello guys, it's Ben from NGB and I'm here with Jonny.
That's me.
And Andy.
Hello.
And we're taking a look at Horizon Forbidden West.
Not Zero Dawn.
No, not Zero Dawn.
Zero Dawn.
Let's look at Horizon Forbidden
Let's look at, because we didn't have the title of this video series when we recorded.
No.
Last.
No, we came up with the title after we recorded a bunch. So let's look at Horizon Forbidden West.
So apologies for the kind of the real awkward intros that have been on the channel.
So basically we are. I mean, first off, straight away, you see those loading times.
That's very quick.
Dem load
Very
times.
quick.
But also, somebody should just hold the controller to see the old dual sense.
Alright, I'm holding it. Okay, I'm getting vibrations from the big dinosaur.
Yeah.
I'm getting little vibrations from the little dinosaurs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's good, that, isn't it?
Oh yeah, it's really synced up with the pounds.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm getting like ones from the flapping. Flapping vibrations.
So obviously,
Hashtag DualSense review.
obviously by now the review has been up for a couple of days now. A couple of days. I think it went up on Monday. As you're watching this, it will now be Thursday, I believe. The embargo is for other content.
Other content.
Yes. So this is. Can I have the controller back, please?
I suppose so.
So this is obviously the sequel to Zero Dawn. It kind of Aloy's going over what's happened at the moment.
Okay. The game I've not finished yet.
You've still not finished Zero Dawn?
Still not finished Zero Dawn.
Okay.
So this is all spoiler material. So
I mean, possibly, yeah, because this essentially this picks up minutes after Zero Dawn. So
Exposition.
I'm ignoring all of the dialogue at the bottom.
Okay.
So we can't really hear this because your telly's turned down quite low.
Okay. So I mean, there is on the channel at the moment there is the review and there is the technical comparison or technical analysis video, and I mean I spoiler alert, really enjoyed it.
It's alright, is it?
Yeah.
It's alright. 5 out of 10.
Yeah.
What did you like about it though, Ben?
So I mean, some of it you'll sort of see briefly, but
It's a big tree.
Pretty, isn't it?
the obvious thing is that I mean it just looks spectacular.
Yeah.
From the off. And the thing is, this also is out on PS4 and PS4 Pro. Well, same thing. But yeah, it's out on PS4.
They are basically the same.
And I've given it a run on the PS4, and it actually runs surprisingly well. I mean, I think the resolution drops to at a guess I would say about 720p, but it runs at solid 30.
Okay.
The PS4 Pro I think is either 1080p or 1440p, kind of running at 30 frames as well. And then the PS5 has a performance mode and a fidelity mode, and performance mode is where it's at for me. Gotta love them frames.
Talk to me about like save games between the PS4 and the PS5. Can you have a save going across both systems?
So you can have it go from PS4 to PS5, not the other way around, as I found out. Because I finished the game on PS5, then wanted to pick up some saves on the PS4, and couldn't. So I had to start again.
I see.
Meaning I've seen this particular scene about 15 times over the past week.
That sounds like a fun time.
Yeah.
One of the things I'm noticing, because I mean, I said I've not finished Horizon, but I actually haven't been playing it that long ago. I was playing it just before Christmas on the PS5. Very, very nice PS5 upgrade on that. The faces are a lot better, and the expressions and the animation is a hell of a lot better in this than it was in the original. I mean, it was no slouch, but it was definitely that video game animation sort of in the first game.
Yeah, I mean the facial animation is the standout thing for me with a lot of the sort of tech upgrades. You can notice it immediately in all the cutscenes, but as well, the PS5 version uses that high res, like high detail model of Aloy in the gameplay as well.
Oh, okay.
So it's the same model that's in the cutscenes as is in the gameplay. Whereas when you cut back to the PS4, you immediately notice, like when you're playing in the gameplay, it's like, oh, okay, yeah, there's a big difference. So, I mean, a lot of people, you know, when they sort of said that this was coming out to PS4 as well, some people got a bit arsy about it and were like, oh, why is it coming to that?
That doesn't sound like the internet at all, Benjamin.
You know, but I think probably let's skip this.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
let's get into some old gameplay. So
Wow, it looks pretty amazing.
Did you finish the Horizon Zero Dawn?
No, I did not.
You did.
I did not finish it. No.
You played the Horizon.
I played the Horizon Zero Dawn.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether you are at a point where you are potentially going to finish it, Andy, or
I may be. Well, I'm going to pick it back up. I'm currently trying to finish Guardians of the Galaxy at the minute.
right.
And I think I'm probably going to pick it back up for a bit before Elden Ring drops.
What's that? I've heard something about that.
There's some game. It's a bit of an indie thing.
When is your ring dropping?
Hopefully soon.
Okay.
But yeah, the developers, they've not done much before this Elden Ring game. It could be their big breakout game.
So yeah, I mean, like, so the thing about Zero Dawn,
Yes.
as with I didn't hit the dive.
Oh, can you do that dive?
No, you can dive,
Okay.
but yeah.
So
It's,
like Lara Croft Swan Dive.
You just
Yeah.
belly flop.
Nice.
That wouldn't get you a lot of good points in the old Olympics, would it?
but yeah, like Zero Dawn kind of finished with a few questions. It obviously, very obviously left the door open to a sequel, which is why we're here. But like I felt that was good as like a sort of self-contained story in its own right.
Okay.
And now we obviously have. Oh, why can't I go to there? I did have this earlier as well, where
You're not getting the prompts.
there was a prompt that wouldn't come up.
It's an AI. It's
So who's this chap? Where's he come from?
So Val is obviously in the first game, Aloy was kind of like an outcast of her tribe, and Val is another member of the tribe. There we go. Examine machine carcass. And Val basically, Aloy, when she completed her quest at the end of Zero Dawn,
Very cagey for those who haven't finished.
yeah, she just decided to like piss off and try and kind of help things and
Do stuff that was related to the story that you don't want to talk about.
yeah. And in here, Val has sort of tracked her down and said, "Oi, what are you doing?"
All right.
Okay.
Basically.
All right.
So there is a set point that I really want to get to, so I may potentially be rushing through some of this.
That's fine.
So I do apologise.
We are looking at it.
Yeah.
The reds are very red, and the greens are very green.
Yeah.
And
Those
you know what? And,
HD 4K graphics.
yeah, and the thing is as well, we're not even playing in HDR because for some reason the capture machine isn't doing HDR.
It's disabled the HDR.
I'm
Yeah.
not even getting full experience.
Which, I'll be honest, is going to make the edit easier for me because I don't have to piss about with colour grading.
Yes.
So there
Yeah.
you go. That's fine.
But so obviously, you know, you've got a
Oh, it's a little robo boy.
little robo. And this
It's
is
adorable.
this is a new robot, so it's not
Ooh.
one that we've seen before. Andy gave me a beer earlier that genuinely I think he's given me a tin of shaving cream.
Pretty sure I've never had one go like that before. It must be. It just doesn't like you.
Okay.
Got a bit
And
like
obviously
over
you can do your whole thing with
That's
like
fine.
you can
You shook
slow
the bars
down.
big time, didn't you? shook them
Yeah,
up.
I was walking in. I just went. No, I didn't do it.
Andy and Jonny.
You can slow down the time with your little focus.
Okay.
Ah, okay.
So you could basically you hold it to scan items or enemies.
So
and
they like the Seekers from the first game. Are they just
A
like
little bit, yeah.
Sort of a slightly.
But like what you can do is when you scan it, you
Yeah.
can flick between like weak points.
I like that.
And then if
That's
you,
nice.
I think it must obviously be a bit later on.
In his eyes.
But
And in his little.
But
yeah. But what you can do is you can actually tag parts. So if you are, if you've got an enemy or if you've got a robot that you know, for example, will have components to help you craft acid arrows or some sort of weapon.
So can you tag something that you want to craft? A little bit of clipping through the bottom rung there.
So you can set jobs.
Okay.
So in the crafting, you can set a job to say, I need to craft a certain thing, and then it will say, right, go and collect these parts. So from you can either collect the parts out in the wild, or you can collect them from wherever. And then you basically tag the part when it shows up, and it says, oh yeah, this is a part you need, and then you can then sort of systematically go about getting it removed.
Okay.
So as in the first game, you had tearing ammunition. So you had ammunition that would specifically tear off bits of armor or weapons or whatever, and it's kind of the same here.
Right.
So you basically have that option. But this is where we craft our first new thing.
There's some Slimer shit going on.
There is what's going on.
New thing. So that's all acid.
I've seen acid do that before. Yes.
Yep. And basically, there's a big machine that's come through, and it's gone rah, and it's run out of that hole, and it's locked them in.
Okay.
So Valen says that he's got something. And as you can see, I've definitely played this quite a few times.
I was going to say, it's like this game.
Yes.
It's like you finished it.
Yeah. So there was one thing actually that I mentioned in the technical video that I didn't mention in the review because it's kind of been fixed.
Okay.
But Aloy's hair is very weird. Or it was very weird.
Right. It looks great now. It's doing it's on the shoulders and it's kind of
so that's the thing. It's kind of it seems very obvious that they've got no weight programmed into the hair apart from at the bottom, so it'll
sort of hang.
It'll flounce about and all the rest of it.
Like Geralt's
But there was a point at which when you were in a cutscene, it would start up, and every time the camera cut, it would reset the position of the hair.
I've seen that happen in other games.
But it would reset it kind of above her shoulders. So every time the camera cut to her, it would drop. And it would be like
a shampoo advert.
I was going to say, that sounds like she's trying to sell Maybelline or something.
Yeah, it was really
Maybelline
distracting.
Shampoo, bro. It's
Is that?
Really distracting.
Oh, whatever.
But yeah, I mean, that's all
As
done
if
now.
you would know shampoo brands.
Yeah.
Right?
So this thing here is the pull
Pantene.
cap. Guys,
What?
Sorry,
sensible.
I'm making hilarious
I'm being
jokes.
a dad.
Come on.
Banter?
being a grumpy dad. This thing here is your pull caster.
Okay.
So what this does is it will allow you to pull things out of the environment or do big jumps. So anything that you see that's got that blue cross on it.
Okay.
See that. So you can see as you point it over it.
Oh, that thing.
Right, so it's kind of like it points out parts of the environment that you can use, like the old scuff marks on Tomb Raider for climbing up.
Yeah, kind of. And then you pull it out, and hooray, we've got a new path.
Ooh.
So
Well done, Aloy.
cool. So we go into here, and once again, if we
It's that Pride Rock.
scan the environment,
Go up Pride Rock.
so you've got a grapple point. Best Arsenal manager in history. Arsene Wenger.
Good lord.
Okay. Anyway, yeah. So you jump
I
up.
can't make shampoo jokes, and you can make football jokes. That the rule, is it?
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
Absolutely. So yeah, the pull caster allows you to do that, basically. Jump up into bits
Little
of the
grapple.
world. Yeah.
Little grapple.
And again,
There
grapple
we
to
go.
points in the
Little
world.
grapple.
That's my wrestling.
I
name.
like the pull caster.
Little grapple.
Little Graph's my wrestling name. Yeah.
Okay.
I like the pull caster. I do think it could be used a bit more though. It's kind of
New mechanic for the sake of it.
it feels it a little bit. Yeah, like there are some points where I mean here for example there is a crate over there that's got that blue cross stuff on it. So you throw that at it, pulls the crate down.
I think it's a shame it's not quite. You have to kind of aim it and
Yeah.
launch it rather than. Because I was playing a little bit of Halo Infinite the other day, and when you remember that you've got a grapple on that, it actually makes like the way that you move around and interact with the environment really different.
Yeah.
Whereas with this, it seems like you have to stop, you have to aim, you can't sort of just do a little leap.
Yeah, I mean it is limited to certain
Like
points
Spidey.
in the.
Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's limited to certain points in the environment as well. So, what I'm going to do is skip past this cutscene
Spoilers.
and kind of just explain it, because essentially we're in an old research station or
Yeah.
an old presentation, like conference centre. That's the word.
A conference centre.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
So
Remember
the world,
them?
The world
That's where
end-
we all.
I was going to say, the
that's where
world
we all
ended
got
while
together.
E3 was on.
Yeah.
Basically.
But what this does is like there's essentially a group called Far Zenith or Far Zenith.
Right.
Okay.
What's that?
That's a Gyarados.
Hello. It looks like a Gyarados. Gyarados.
Scary robot.
Gyarados.
Oh, sorry.
I've been told by my son you do not pronounce it Gyarados. It's
I'm not up on my
Gyarados.
Pokemons, you know.
I mean, to be fair, I would probably pronounce it Gyarados because I am a heathen.
Nico will know.
Nico.
But,
no. Nico, how do you pronounce the Wiggly Woggly?
The
I
big
think
one.
it is Gyarados.
Gyarados.
I think it's Gyarados.
So yeah, like you have to. I forgot
He's
what
got
I said.
like 20-year-old girl at a festival makeup on with the kind of the blue eyeshadow thing.
Val.
Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
Yeah.
Good women at festivals have the thing on.
So this is another thing as well. So you can obviously tag the target,
Yeah.
and you can also highlight the track. So if you highlight the track, when you come out of it, you can see on the floor. That's where it's going.
So that's like in the first
Oh,
game. The
okay.
first game lets you do that, doesn't it?
Yeah. So
Like Donnie
it's,
Darko when they have the thing coming out of the chest.
Oh
So,
yeah.
so yeah, like we're trying to obviously creep up on this one here,
Yeah. Get him good.
and then go bang.
I'm glad you're doing the little
In the
creepy
butt.
creeps. When I play Zero Dawn, I tend to just shoot him in the eyeball.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like when you, at some point in the game, like stealth goes out the window because you do become quite powerful.
At the menu screen for me, stuff goes out the window.
Stealth, what's that? I have swords.
Uh,
Hello. Oh, he's
Like
got.
a little speaker on the DualSense as well. Getting those arrow sounds, that's quite nice.
I was going to say I can hear what's going. Oh, he's calling his mates.
There
He's
we
not having any of your nonsense.
So there is another one. He is down there.
Has he spotted you?
Oh, he's heard me.
Boom! Boom!
So yeah, you do become quite adept with you know your arrows and other weapons.
And your bows.
Yes.
They're very much part of the package.
They are.
The bow and the
yeah.
arrow.
I mean, you could
Dead
get an
fox.
arrow and just chuck it. I don't think it'd do a lot.
So are you thinking of javelins?
Dead fox.
What?
Dead fox.
Oh, thanks for that, mate.
That's all right.
I'm glad you interrupted my
Just ruined my evening.
to show the dead animal.
But the reason that there is a dead fox is because there's a thing called the blight, which
Okay.
is kind of taking over the land and poisoning
Okay.
everything essentially. And we've got to try and figure out what it is and how to stop it.
Okay.
Is one of the plot points, the plot threads. So there are some
You're
traps.
going to be showing us a dead cat in a minute.
No, I'm not going to show you
Okay.
that cat because that's really harsh.
Dead pigeon?
So yeah, you can obviously dismantle traps that are in the world, and you can also place traps. You can
Okay.
craft
Okay.
traps and all the rest of it.
Okay.
Again, very much similar to the first
Yeah.
game. And
It is very pretty.
it is a
good
gorgeous
looking
game.
It knows it as well, like with that big purple tube. It's really working the lighting and the colours.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, baby.
It knows it's good.
Do you want to have a look at the fidelity mode
Sure.
or the
Let's-
resolution mode?
Let's see
as it's
resolution
called?
mode, Benjamin. Let's
So-
take a look at that.
Okay, so no, not
No.
photo mode. Settings. So you favour resolution, and then immediately we are now in
See,
the resolution mode.
You
I've
feel
done
the
it-
drop though, can't you?
Yeah, I've done this a few times with games and sort of switched between that kind of resolution versus fidelity, and actually, my eyes can't decipher that much of a difference. But frame rate drop is so noticeable.
Yeah,
it's
that's the thing
almost
for me.
off-putting.
As lovely as it looks,
Yeah.
it feels so much more not jolty, but
I think the
much
shadows,
less smooth.
the shadows are a bit more fluid, aren't they?
I mean, it does feel like. I don't like saying it, but it almost feels like a bit of a slideshow
Yeah.
when you flick between, your.
Is this 30 then?
This is 30 frames a second, so this is native 4K at 30 frames, and the performance mode is 60 frames.
So what else does it lose? Is it just a resolution?
So
change, or...
there are some cutbacks in the performance mode visually when you kind of get to that point. You have some. Oh no, that's not one you need to pry open. That is just an open door. So there are some weird like ghosting elements in it. So when you, I'm going to put it back into performance
my eyes
mode
are
because
suffering.
I love the frames.
Oh, it's just
We're
so
also
nice.
spoiled, aren't we?
Once
Yeah,
upon a
me
time,
so.
I was like, I'm alright with 30 frames a second, but since PS5 and the Series X dropped, I'm like, no. No.
Yeah, there's some like strange ghosting elements in this. So like if you
I'm familiar with ghosting.
if you pan the camera around at certain points, it will almost have like a shimmer on the outside.
Okay.
Again, nothing like it's nothing that's ruined my enjoyment of the game. I'll say that much. But yeah, no, I've.
And zoom.
Is that the Elden Ring?
It does look like an Elden Ring. It's
Quite a new ring, actually.
Well, I don't know because it's old tech in the the context of this story.
Oh, to them,
Yeah.
the whole Minority Report thing is old.
Yeah. But
So,
it could
yeah,
be the
that's
Elden Ring.
powered by the little focus thing.
The little focus thing on the
Little
face.
thing, yeah.
So this basically explains
Or
what
Bluetooth.
Gaia was in the first game. Did you get to a point where you knew what Gaia was, Andy?
Guy is like the big mother thing behind the door, isn't it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm guessing it's like a central machine, like a computer that controls a bunch of stuff.
So essentially, this is explaining that Far Zenith wanted to take a copy of Gaia for themselves and then basically piss off the planet.
Okay.
When I say piss off the planet, I don't mean annoy the planet. I just mean
just
like disappear somewhere else. So
I mean, we're pissing off the planet. Let's be honest.
where's Var gone?
We're not doing politics.
There he is.
We're not doing politics.
Found something you could use. What has he found?
A weapon.
He's found me a weapon. I believe.
I mean, you're saying this as if you don't know what he's found you, but you know full well what he's found you.
well,
He's
I do.
acting, darling.
Oh,
Here we go.
what's all this about?
I have a blast sling, so
And you're
Now.
still hitting doors.
yeah, because sometimes you've got to pry them open. And
Sometimes you've got to hit a door, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Down here.
So
Who uses handles these days? Just walk up to a door and punch
Tell
it
you who
open.
uses handles. People who get COVID. That's who.
What do you do? Just kind of elbow them open?
I got COVID, didn't I? That's what I do.
From door handles.
Who knows
that.
where I got it from?
there's that big boy.
Oh, hello.
Oh,
The Gyarados.
Gyarados.
Garage door.
Gary Doss. He's a good lad, Gary Doss.
Is it Gary Doss?
Gary, yeah.
Bit old now, isn't
I mean, he's Gen 1, so yeah, he's a bit old.
he? Sort of like a fire wolf thing, like a hyena.
They're a bit high,
He's a
yeah.
bit hyena,
Yeah,
yeah.
they're a bit high.
Got like red eyes and stuff.
So he's a scrounger. So yeah, it's basically a
A
hyena.
scrounger. Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
Fair enough.
but like that's one
No
thing.
more
that's-
jokes.
No more
No
jokes.
more jokes there.
I have nothing for that.
That is one thing that like genuinely in this game is pretty funny at times when like you kind of have you've got like a big massive like almost like a bat that's enormous with huge wings and it's like oh shit what are we gonna call it?
Big Bat?
Dreadwing.
Okay, Dreadwing.
Why not? Or like
I mean, these are all badly named Transformers, aren't they?
I say it's very Saturday morning TV, isn't it? Yeah.
but like
Dreadwing.
it kind of shows you that you're in that far-flung future world. So like that big metal thing, for example.
Do they call it?
We know that it's a spaceship,
Right. They call it
and they could just call it a big metal thing.
big metal thing.
Yeah. And like, yeah, some of the stuff, there's kind of like that almost like religious, or this like zealous religion for a lot of the old world tech, as it's called.
Yeah.
Which kind of doesn't go away in this game. Like that kind of goes back to the fore. You know, you can see a lot more of that in the. Oh, come on. There you go. You see a lot more of that in the world. So like, there's a commentary there on, you know, like people that don't understand things, so they look for deeper meaning in it and things like that. So it's like,
imagine.
Well, like Joe Rogan.
You know, people that like, if you there's the letter. If you can't understand that something was created by a massive piece of technology, then it must be magic, or it must be, you know, an act of a higher power and things like that. So it's really interesting sometimes when you see things like that happening in the game, and you can sit there and go, oh yeah, it's a robot that's done that, or like, oh yeah,
oh yeah, mate, it's robot.
it's a
isn't it?
spaceship or something like that.
Yeah.
You know?
These motherfuckers never seen Star Wars. So they don't know.
They don't know.
Yeah.
Or a Star Trek.
Not even a
Not even a Trek.
Not even a Trek.
Not even a Wars.
Oh my
Not even
God.
a Trek. How do they know they are alive? Oh, hello.
So this is the bit that I wanted to get to,
The big snaky boys.
because there's some snaky boys,
Snaky boys.
and these are called Slitherfangs.
Hell.
Fair enough.
That's what I mean. It
Alright,
got,
okay,
slithers
fine.
about a bit. It's got big fangs. Call it a Slitherfang.
Yeah. It's like those kind of fake names you get for animals, like panda's like a trash bear and stuff, isn't it? It's kind of like that. Like someone taking the piss on Twitter, but it's a video game.
There is also
Did
the.
you mean a raccoon, a trash panda?
That's what I mean,
That's
yeah.
what
Trash
you
panda, yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah. Real pandas are chill.
But like, there's a massive like elephant boy as well.
Is it called Elephant Boy?
No, it's called a tremor tusk
A tremor tusk.
because
Of
it
course
makes the
is.
ground tremor,
Yeah.
and it's got big tusks on it.
It's not called Big Nose.
Can't argue with the logic, can you?
Yeah.
I bet elephant like comes from some sort of Latin for like tremor tusk, doesn't it? So it's probably.
I bet it does.
Probably
Does
so.
it?
I bet it does.
Because that dinosaur is terrible lizard, isn't it? You know.
Yeah.
So you know, it's all kind of. It just because it's Latin, it sounds fancy.
I mean, calling it terrible lizard is kind of putting it in a bad light, isn't it? Like,
Terrible lizard.
some dinosaurs were alright.
Look, I've seen Jurassic Park, and they were not alright. Okay.
I don't know, the trikes were alright.
No,
They were alright.
like the dinosaurs were
He spotted
alright.
you?
Yeah, he has spotted me, and I didn't see him there as I was walking
I
along.
saw him. I don't know what you were playing
We were
at.
talking about Jurassic Park, mate.
We were. I mean, these are technically Dinobots, aren't they?
We were that is a callback to a pastime.
Yeah. Back when Transformers was good and hadn't been ruined by Michael Bay.
So,
Don't.
No, I'm not defending Transformers films. Fuck no.
I thought you were going to be dissing the old Transformers.
Didn't really do much for me, I'll be honest with you.
you know what? The first Transformers film was okay for
I
what
think-
it was.
Here's the thing. I think
Was it though?
the first one wasn't
Oh,
okay, but I think in comparison to the ones that followed, it looks like Citizen Kane,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's,
alright,
that's
yeah.
very fair.
which I've never seen. But,
Yeah.
you know, people
Right,
say it's
so
good,
I can't go
so I
up
don't know.
It looks like a good film in comparison to the other films.
Exactly.
Yes.
Yeah.
There
It's
you
actually got a coherent plot.
Yeah.
So, is there anything that you guys want to know about Forbidden West that I can potentially actually say?
Why
What's
is
the
the West
ending?
forbidden?
Because there's bad people out there, Jonathan.
Right.
There
What-
are bad people.
Okay. What about the East? Is that fine? Is the East okay?
I mean, the East is where the first game was set.
What about the North?
Oh, you don't want to go to North.
They're
South.
dodgy up North. They
Yeah.
are pretty dodgy up
Get
North.
people like me and Andy up north.
About down south.
Yeah, I mean,
Do they have regional accents in this?
no, actually, the
If
they
you
don't.
go down south, do they invite you to go to the apple and pears?
No one does that except for Danny Dyer.
I mean, we will lose all of our subscribers in London shortly if you then continue to go on.
Half the team
I'm
from
from
London.
I am from Oop North, so I've got absolutely no.
Where are you from?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, no, the other person here. Which
from here.
You're from?
Well, no, I'm not. Technically, I'm from
Meltown.
Peterborough, but
Oh, mate.
yeah.
Peterborough's lovely.
So, anyway, yeah, regional discussions
I'm
aside.
not even looking at you now. Oh no, she falls.
Oh, she did Nathan Drake.
I mean, there are some moments in this that are very Uncharted.
It feels Uncharted. The climbing. I mean, it's obvious, isn't it? Because Uncharted 4 was like the climbing simulator.
Yeah.
It does feel like
Yeah.
that. Yeah.
She's not going crap 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 every few seconds.
You say that.
Oh,
Mark Wahlberg's playing in the film.
yeah.
Wahlberg.
Apparently, that's not a very good film. Who'd have
It's
thought
got
it?
Wahlberg in it. That's why.
My kids are off to see it this week with their grandparents, so I will be getting some reports back. But then they know nothing of the game, so you know.
They know nothing of life.
Nothing
These
of
children.
life, no.
Can we trust them? No.
So, yeah, you see, I just wanted to get to a certain point in this, and
Have
I'm
you
aware
made it?
you're probably going to have to do like a 10 minutes later kind of SpongeBob cut in this, where we cut out the bit where we're talking about where you were born.
No, I'm keeping that in. That's all. good
People
fun.
need to know
This
where
is
Andy
it's
was born.
banter. This is not let's play. This is let's look at. This is There is no
Distinction.
there is no pretense of this being a remotely serious kind of film.
Oh,
I'm here for the free beer.
Yeah.
Boing,
Come for the video.
and bang. There we
Stay
go.
for the banter.
So now,
What do you want to show us, Benjamin?
I want to show you fighting the big snaky boys.
Oh, I want to see that. Yeah.
Show me the snaky boys.
I'm trying to get there.
Is there a weak point on the end of their tail?
No,
Do you hit their weak point for massive damage?
it's a giant enemy crab.
Indeed. It's a giant enemy snake.
So we do this.
Show me the snakes. Show me the snakes. Show me the snakes.
Careful what you wish for.
Here we go. Shuttle falls down. He goes, "Oh,
Oh no!
we're gonna crush the snacks."
Snakes are like, what you doing? Gary, go sort it out, mate.
Hey, stuck, lads. What's a girl to do?
Fucking fight 3 snakes.
Apparently so.
Yeah.
I hope so. I want to see some snake action.
So here we go. There's a point where we can
Oh,
pull
that
this
was
in.
hidden, wasn't it? I wouldn't seen that.
You're looking for the Blue Cross.
Well, I'm not really in tune, you know. Ben's played this.
It's like,
About a
5
million
times,
I think,
hasn't
yeah.
It's like Debenhams in January. You got to look for the Blue
Blue
Cross.
Cross.
Say R.I.P.
Well,
Debenhams.
I was going to say,
R.I.P..
rip Debenhams.
Mm.
Apart from online, you can still buy stuff from Debenhams.com.
I'm not
So
going
you
to,
can.
but it's good to know that you can.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Uppity, uppity, up.
yeah, genuinely think you're probably going to have to cut a couple of minutes of this out.
I will find a 10 minutes later point.
So, did you live in Peterborough when you were younger then?
Yeah.
Right. How
Just
old were you when you
actually-
left Peterborough?
About 8.
Okay.
yeah.
So, good 8 years in
Yeah,
Peterborough.
yeah.
They've got a nice John Lewis, but I bet that wasn't there when you were there, was it?
Yeah, I think it was.
Was that John Lewis in the
John
shopping
Lewis,
centre?
Yeah, Queensgate.
Ah, I thought you were older than that.
Okay, we can stop talking about Peterborough now. So yeah, shot off one of the cable
Okay.
connectors,
Yeah.
and over there. Oh, there
Oh,
we go.
hello.
Just made it. But I
Very
really,
strong, isn't she?
yeah.
I always think that people in
they just
video
fucking
games who climb and dangle.
That's really hard to do, I think. Pull yourself up
It
and
really
then
is.
get air off
I
it
mean,
as
I'm
well.
not exactly. I'm
Not
not
just pull
exactly.
yourself up.
I'm not exactly Sporticus, but you know.
Right, where are we now? Where are we going? So yeah, it is kind of a little bit Uncharted-y in that you look for the yellow handholds and
Yeah.
do the thing. But I really like this game. Like, I don't do this often, but it's an open world game, and I finished it, and then I went back and got the platinum trophy.
Hey, oh,
got
hey.
it. Oh,
Will we
two,
finally
two.
have Robo Dino snakes in your Robo Dino snake game?
Smashed. What?
Oh, here we go.
There we go.
Shuttle's falling.
Oh, hey. Oh.
The thing I do like about this though is like just the whole feel of the game is just like somebody looked at The Last of Us and went, "Oh yeah, that's a nice like dilapidated world, isn't it?" And Guerrilla just went, "Hang on a sec, I'll do one better than that," and completely destroyed everything.
It's a different sort of dilapidation, though, isn't it? Because Last of Us is like close future.
Yes.
Whereas this is like far future, where like everything's been reclaimed by nature.
Yeah.
There's more green.
Yeah,
in
like when
this.
you go to, it's like when you go to like a ruined castle or something, isn't it? And there's like stuff growing up everywhere. Only here it's skyscrapers. Hello,
Oh, I want to like it.
Big old snack.
Snacky
So-
boy, snacky boy.
Wait,
So if I do
his
this,
eye.
you see there,
In his face.
slither.
Sorry for all
bang.
the swearing, Andy. You have to edit this.
Right,
Bang.
okay, I'm used to it.
So
I have a process.
I don't
yeah.
know if we can.
Get him in his fuel tank.
Can we?
Is that what that is?
Mm.
The yellow thing?
Let's just get some of those. Right. So
Oh, is
Oh, he's a spitty boy.
Oh, is that what left all the poison
yes.
and the acid in the?
So you see there,
it's
you
all
see there, you can.
connected, yeah.
You've got the triangle option there to tag
Yeah.
apart.
Right.
So we can tag the. Whoa!
Hello, hello. We saw you coming.
It's hard to imagine arrows doing any damage against that, isn't it?
It really is, yeah.
I would not be hanging around.
No.
If that was...
We're like, thanks, bye.
And I can chill in.
You can what?
Chill out,
mate.
Nice to see you.
Jesus Christ.
Is this the second time that we've done the Let's Look At and Johnny's made a
Batman and Robin.
Mr. Freeze together?
It's McBain, isn't it? I don't think it's actually Batman and Robin, isn't it? McBain.
No, it's Batman and Robin.
I think.
See, this always comes up because we don't know.
I
Christ.
think it's actually from the McBain parody.
The problem
from
is,
Simpsons.
you'd have to watch Batman and Robin
Yeah, I mean-
together to understand whether it is.
Or
from
watch
Batman and
McBain,
Robin.
which is f***ing
Well,
brilliant,
yeah,
so.
that's true. Okay, fair enough.
You
So,
can
yeah.
watch the whole film on YouTube. Someone's edited it
I've
all
seen
together.
that. It's amazing.
Yeah, yeah.
So you get like you get this your critical strikes on here
Yeah.
as well, which is fairly obvious. Like when you downed a machine, you can go in for a big old
Quick.
shot.
Standard God of War kind of situation.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
missed that one.
Oh,
no,
there we
you
go.
got that one.
I think
Oh, his ankle.
that might have done him.
Freaking eats dead mice. Dead robot mice.
What would they be called?
Cold boys. Because they're dead.
Speak.
Yeah,
Speak-
this is
speakers. Speakers.
Speak no more's.
Yeah, they were dead. Yeah.
Oh, he's
Ben's
not dead yet.
desperately trying to do
He's not dead yet.
some kind of serious thing.
This isn't even my final form.
Hey.
There we go. So yeah, you obviously can. Oh Christ! You've got to try and dodge it, and like you do get. I mean, I will say there is a big array of different big old.
This is a good boss fight. I will say that. This is a very fun boss fight.
It's not too chaotic, is it?
No.
Sometimes boss fights, you got everything flying at you, and it's a bit like, oh, what's going on?
It's a good one to ease you in for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
You're not getting in very well.
Can't craft anything.
Oh hello.
So,
Oh hello.
can you remember much about like the? Oh, what's that? Slitherfang blaster. Okay, so I can now use
Sweet.
his own weapon against it.
That's what we're talking about.
There we go. Deaded.
You done it.
Can you remember, like, in the first game you had, like, the elemental states? So, you get, like, your icy chill blast or whatever it's
Yeah,
called.
yeah.
And you then use that to freeze an enemy and then it becomes
Yes.
brittle and you can just smack things off it.
Yeah.
That's the same here. They've got
Okay.
they've got a couple of...
But you get to them a bit earlier on, do you? Because they're sort of like,
Yes.
established.
Yeah. So, yeah, so, I mean, that's us let's looking at, or
Horizon.
we've
Forbidden
looked
West.
at
We looked at it.
Horizon Forbidden West.
We looked at it. We saw it was good.
We
Yeah.
came, we saw, we went, yeah, nice.
It's all right, wasn't it? Some snakes.
Julius Caesar's got shit on us. Was it him that said that?
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know.
Some Latin motherfucker, isn't it?
Yeah. So this is Horizon Forbidden West. Check out the review on the site. Also check the technical overview video because my god, that took forever to do.
Please watch the technical overview video. He will not shut up about it.
It's like cubes in it.
That's an obscure reference for anyone who doesn't know our local nightclubs.
So yeah, this is a good spot to wrap up.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching. If you've enjoyed it, I don't know what's wrong with you, but thank you. And no, we'll see you next time because we've got some more. We're going to record some more of these right now.
Yeah.
Behind the curtain spoilers.
Do the like, do the share, do the comment, do the subscribe.
Do the
That's
Batman.
stuff that Andy's saying. And I'm not going to open this door. We're going to leave it there.
Forbidden Door.
Forbidden
Bye.
Door, Forbidden West.
Bye.
Bye.